Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. My name is Mace. I stand by this message. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. For real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas. So we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't. And for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like,
Jay Prince has a message for both of y'all with your comments after what you guys had to say about Shakur. He said, numbers don't lie, haters do. Let their haters say that he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters. As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings in any fight on ESPN this year, the top 3 ratings since 2022. And to all of you haters who want to escalate that hate outside of the ring, I'm Shakur's manager and I handle all his business outside of the ring. In other words, Cam and Mace, I will fade all his shots and take all bets.
so then we talking to you then, all right? We starting with you. Since you the big homie, we starting with you. That's how it goes around here. I want to just start off by saying you are so lacking self-awareness. Like, when you give such a lackluster performance and then you think you can make threats to people because you gave a lackluster performance, pause. You don't have the right to tell me what I should like or to tell Cam what he should like. That's not your place.
I love Mace saying, like, who is he? What's happening?
Mace smoked it.
What's happening right now? They both worded it, and it still seemed respectful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. They didn't get out of pocket. They didn't get out of pocket.
There's no way Mace went there by himself. The whole hip-hop community was taken aback when Mace, one half of the ubiquitous The Crew, chose to go straight after Jay Prince, one of the most feared characters in the game. Yes, that's Jay Prince, the influential Houstonian who founded Rap-A-Lot Records and has significant influence in the community and business. No one ever publicly calls that man out, but Mace did it live on television without hesitation and with a smile. Like wildfire, the video went viral. Supporters couldn't accept that Mace had said what he had said. It all began when Mace and Cameron were making jokes about the newest hip-hop headlines during their routine section. Suddenly, the conversation turned to how some old-school managers continue to attempt to dominate the younger generation. Some of these OGs still think they can scare folks with their name, Mace grinned as he leaned forward. That is manipulation, not respect. I'm talking to whoever still thinks they're the boogeyman of hip-hop, even down in Houston, he said after pausing and casting a direct glance into the camera. Boom! The internet took off. Everyone was aware of Jay Prince, the person he met. That clip appeared on every blog and social media feed in a matter of minutes. Jay Prince was being tagged by people everywhere, asking, "Are you going to allow Mace to speak to you in that manner?" Because Mace is often laid back, funny, and never untidy, fans were astounded. However, he spoke with venom this time. The absurd thing is that he didn't stop there. Mace chuckled and remarked, "I'm just tired of people acting like they're untouchable," in response to Cameron's attempt to divert the conversation later in the same episode. No one is above scrutiny. After gasping, the studio audience began to applaud. Everybody felt the shockwave after Mace threw a verbal grenade into the game. You see, Jay Prince is more than just another rap artist. People talk in whispers about him. The one who, depending on who you ask, intimidated a few people along the way, safeguarded artists, and helped establish empires. It seemed as though someone had finally expressed what many people had been thinking for years, but were afraid to express when Mace questioned that aura. Some fans referred to it as career suicide, while others hailed it as a daring move. In any case, it got everyone talking. Respect is the foundation of Jay Prince's reputation. Not the sort you seek online, but the kind you earn in solitude. But with a single statement, Mace broke the stillness.
Steve, what are you talking about? What are you bro, I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined Young Boy NBA up, why the f you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young boy NBA told y'all eat a dick. This is what he said. This is what young boy NBA said. Whack 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat this shit Whack 100 said. So for the people that's catching up on this who have no idea how this started, we gave our opinion of the fight. We said this shit was boring. All of us said it was boring. It's 100 niggas saying it's boring. But because our shit go viral, niggas think that they can keep talking to us. Shakur Stevenson told us to get the strap or strap up, or better yet, put the gloves on so he could fight us. We said what he said, and then he started going crazy.
So look, I gotta ask, I think I'd be remiss if I don't. Any message for Cam and Mace? Y'all been going back and forth a lot over the last week.
Them old niggas, they ain't got my respect.
There you go.
Since it's all comedy, I'm gonna deal with it like comedy, nigga. You hear that? Like I said, nigga, your mother named you after Shakur, nigga. You know I ain't had no problems with the first Shakur. I ain't gonna have no problems with you. Chill out, little nigga. We got the right to have our opinion, and I say that with all due respect, you know, but just keep it where it is, man. Let humor be humor. Let everybody say what they gotta say. You don't like what we said, nigga, box better. Until you beat Tank, it ain't really nothing for you to say. And making threats, I'ma just keep it real. If we talking boxing, I got 3 knockouts in All-Star Weekend, man. So I got 100% knockout ratings on All-Star Weekend if we checking the records.
When you have a young guy like Shakur, instead of fighting his battles or trying to go against everyone that's commenting on him, you should be talking to him on or teaching him how to get better.
We should now discuss the response, as Houston quickly became aware of Mace's remarks. Jay Prince's name became well known across the country in a matter of hours. His camp was not pleased, according to blogs, and insiders claimed he was surprised that someone with Mace's standing would even bring him up in such a way. According to one report, Jay Prince was incredulous. He is accustomed to being respected rather than challenged, and that's what caused the pain, because it was embarrassment, not hate, emanating from May. Upon hearing the news, Jay Prince refrained from immediately going online. He doesn't do that. He moves silently, more like a chess player than a checker. However, some close to him made hints that discussions were taking place behind closed doors. Jay Prince will address it if he feels disrespected, but not on Instagram Live, a blogger from Houston stated. He will deal with it directly. The internet was tense only because of the comment. Memes such as "Pray for Mace" and "He better stay out of Houston for a while" began to be posted by people. Mace, though, was not going to back down. He immediately got back on it the following day and made things worse. Mace laughed and remarked, "I heard people were mad at what I said yesterday," in response to Cameron's attempts to defuse the situation. Excellent. They must have heard me then. He reiterated that he was fed up with hip-hop's lack of genuine respect. Just out of fear, people pretend to honor particular names. "I respect legacy, but not bullying," he stated. "You don't need to show off your strength every 5 minutes if you're sincere." Fans claimed that Mace essentially buried Jay Prince without even mentioning him by name when the line went viral once more. The remarks were crazy. Mace was telling the truth according to some followers, and it's time for society to stop elevating fear. Because Jay Prince's reputation still carries weight from the streets to the studios, some people believed he was playing with fire. According to one tweet, Mace woke up and had to decide between chaos and bravery. In any case, he was the center of attention. Even artists began to respond quietly. A few clips were reposted with emoticons for laughter. Others said nothing. Because they don't want to take sides, the industry is watching from the sidelines during this particular period.
You boring. Everybody's seen it. We ain't the only ones who've seen it. You boring. I thought I was rather polite about it. I thought it was cool. Your grandfather's in your corner telling you to let your hands go. You won't let your motherfucking hands go because you're scared to get hit. You want to swim without getting wet. It's just not going to happen. Now, what I will say, this is the most entertainment we've seen out of you in the last 2 years. This was kind of funny. This is the most entertainment we've seen out of you in 2 years. Congratulations. After the fight's over, he walks back to the corner like this. That don't look like a champion. Champs start walking around the ring diddy bopping when they beating up. Your grandfather, that's how I know what your grandfather's telling you. They knew you f***ed the bag up. You f***ed the bag up. You was supposed to show off, show out. Not only that, you was talking before the fight. You was the one before, I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna demolish it, I'm gonna do all this. And you ain't do nothing you said. That's why is mad. The point being is this, you fighting more after the fight. You just had a fight Saturday. You're losing your damn mind the last 2 days. Trying to fight everybody on Instagram, on Twitter, or everything else. Because we seen it. We seen it. What you talking about? Then you talk about we should glove up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But nigga slap fire out you. Shut the fuck up. Then you getting boxing in the streets confused, nigga. For real, nigga. Like, stop getting boxing in the street. Those are two different things, nigga. That is two different things, nigga. Because when a switchblade or something else and everything, you talk about niggas better strap up. Why would you give niggas that heads up? You dumb motherfucker. Fuck out of here. You out your motherfucking mind. If you want to impress me, step up and wait. Fight to your Fimo in Newark so he can knock your head to Irvington. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? You ain't impressing nobody with all this Twitter talk. All this wild Twitter talk you talking. Who are you talking about? You're talking about niggas ain't legends. Nigga. Mace, I'll tell you right now, and this, I'm not talking about Mace when he came out and sold. Mace was Michael Jackson after Michael Jackson, before Drake. Nigga sold 5 million in 3 weeks. What is you talking about? But I'm talking about tonight. Tonight, right now, Mace is a 1,000,000% better rapper than you a boxer. 1,000,000%. Don't make me put the battery in his back to Oracle 3, you nigga.
Yeah.
I have him Oracle 3. That's what you need to do is Oracle 3, man. And let niggas know, man. He is 1,000,000% better rapper than you a boxer, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Lastly, what I was gonna say, Murder, is this. You keep talking about, how they legends, they doing podcasts, this and that. We make more money than you. We sit here and make more money than you. I know you don't want to play the Cash App, open your bank account game on the phone when we see each other. I know you don't want to open the phones up and see how much you got in the account. You made $2 million.
The put this energy into your boxing and start letting your hands go, then you will be a pay-per-view star.
Oh, they podcast. Because we getting chicken. We make more money than you. You better come when you want a job. We might got a job for you. Get the f out of here. Yeah, Murder.
The fact that Mace was able to make fun of Jay Prince without mentioning his name only served to make the whole thing more bizarre. That's the energy of Harlem. Slick talk that is always calculated and devoid of filters. You see, Mace didn't simply wake up and begin to spit. He has been observing human movement. He has witnessed Jay Prince's use of drama, including with Drake, Kanye, and even the Takeoff incident. He constantly reminds people that he is in control while attempting to play the role of peacemaker. Some people want to be God in hip-hop, but this game already has too many preachers, Mace said, calling that out. Boom! That line was the tipping point for everyone. Supporters claimed that he was flipping the table, not just making fun of others. Some voices in the industry began to quietly support Mace behind the scenes as well. He spoke what needed to be said, they said. Jay Prince has been untouchable for far too long, an insider said on a podcast. People behave as though he is impervious to criticism, someone else commented. Mace just showed that the new era doesn't fear the old guard anymore. That assertion alone clarifies everything. The game is evolving. A few days later, Jay Prince finally spoke up with a subdued Instagram post. The phrase, "respect is earned, not demanded," was shown against a dark backdrop. The caption that followed said, "Some people confuse clout with courage." Everyone knew it was directed at Mace, but instead of reacting violently, Mace simply laughed and declared, "I'm not beefing with no motivational quotes," during his next concert. The audience burst out laughing. To further embarrass Jay Prince, he transformed his somber tone into comedy. Online users claim that Mace made a man known for intimidating others appear helpless by using the ultimate power move. That is the media's beauty. You have no control over the narrative once it's released. When terror ruled the room, Prince created his legacy. However, microphones and cameras have since altered the rules. A comic cannot be silenced using a podcast microphone. and Mace is aware of that. His response was therefore more powerful than any diss track. In place of intimidation and terror, he employed truth and comedy. As it stands, it broke viewership records by the end of the week. People were no longer only watching to hear about sports. They were curious to hear Mace's next words. He started to express what everyone was thinking. A different kind of gospel was being preached by the same Mace who had once left his life as a bad kid and stardom to become a pastor. Sincerity without pretense. Additionally, Jay Prince did not have the final say for the first time in years.
Boxing is also entertainment. Let me school you, Nick. So when you get in the ring, you're not entertaining. We don't want to keep hearing about the sweet science. We're looking for entertainment. We're paying bucks for entertainment, and you're not entertaining. And somebody got to tell you this. I know you flipped out on Tim Bradley, tried to say they paid him to say that. I know you said that Bob Arum panned the cam on people leaving out as you was fighting. But listen, if the fight was smoking, nobody had to walk out. You should not be the main event fighting like the undercard. Your fight was like the undercard. All the smoke was before you. So they need to rearrange how you're going. You're like a headliner that really need to be the opening act. And that's on a business sense. So you need to take note of that.
They call you pillow hands. That's what they call you. I didn't make that up. That's what I heard. They call you pillow hands. But listen, it's room for you here. We need a boxing analyst weekly. We could be your promoter.
Yeah.
Listen, you never got this much traction. We could, dead serious. I know it's gonna be like, oh, think about it. You in Billboard. You ever been in Billboard? You in Billboard. You on TMZ.
You made it.
You made it, Nick. You made it. If you need help, we're here. We got you here right now. It's a week and think about it. It's a week and a half after the fight, and we still talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just a difference between big homie and OG. Like, the OGs is that's older than you, more experienced. They've been around and they teaching you. They're keeping you away from danger. They are valuable in your life.
Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, my nigga? Control your nigga. Control that. Ain't nobody gonna tell a nigga, get the strap, and then we gonna sit there and be like, hey, I think we should shut up. Nah, this is not 1982, bro. You cannot sit here and tell niggas get the strap and then be quiet. Nobody know that part because I just be going viral. You bugging, James, you bugging, man. I don't know what bet you talking about, all that other slang then. Bet it, whatever bet you talking about, bet it. I don't know what's bet it. Bet it. You want to bet it? I don't know what to bet it.
Now that the smoke has subsided, everyone is curious about what will happen next. Will Jay Prince actually return the clap, or will he simply let it go? Apart from that one cryptic post that tells a lot, he hasn't said anything yet. Given that Mace is currently hotter than ever, perhaps he understood that criticizing him in public would only make matters worse. His show is exploding. Fans view him as the new voice of truth in hip-hop culture because of his extreme confidence. Mace's ability to convert this entire situation into a victory is amazing. He didn't retract, apologize, or hide. Every syllable belonged to him. On his subsequent show, he even declared, "I don't have any issues with anyone, but I'm also not afraid of anyone." Fans began sharing that comment all over the internet. It developed into a little movement. Speak your mind like me, people say. You know, the energy changed at that point. He turned fear into liberation. However, Jay Prince is in a difficult situation. Control has always been his reputation. He is the cool, collected original who everyone respects without doubt. However, May eliminated that aura of mystery. Nowadays, that clip comes to mind when someone hears Jay Prince's name. May grinned and remarked, "Nobody is above being checked." In the age of the internet, narratives shift that quickly. According to industry experts, this might be a watershed moment. Today's society is dominated by the new generation of creators, talk show hosts, YouTubers, and podcasters. Even the untouchables are not afraid to defy the established establishment. Mace just demonstrated it. He took action that influencers, CEOs, and rappers would never have taken. He gave Jay Prince a human appearance, just another man who can catch heat like everyone else, not a boss or a villain. By the end of the week, May, the preacher who publicly baptized Jay Prince, was being made fun of online. To be really honest, it seemed like a hip-hop cleansing moment. It demonstrated that honesty, not fear, should be the source of respect. You cannot dispute that Mase altered the topic of discussion regardless of your opinion of him. In the end, J. Prince may still rule, but Mase only served as a reminder to the world that words have great power, particularly when they're spoken by someone who isn't afraid of the repercussions. This wasn't only a call-out or a roast. There was a change in culture. The world watched in real time as the Houston boss was humbled by the Harlem preacher. Because the loudest voice isn't always the most frightening in this day and age. There are instances when it's just the truth. And additionally, it was Mase's voice that shook